Welcome to the Hilton Head Living Podcast. I am your host, O.T. Gibbons. Our mission with all of our content is to make sure you have the best time in Hilton Head. All the best places to go, all the biggest events going on, and everything you need to know to get the most out of your time on the island. I am joined as always by the star of our content, my beautiful wife and co-host, Jessica Gibbons. How you doing, Jess?
Hi.
All right, on this week's episode of the podcast, we're going to be talking about everything going on in Hilton Head this weekend. We're going to be talking about our favorite new thing that we tried last week. And as always, we are going to answer the people. So with that, Jess, what's going on in Hilton Head this week?
Well, I think most people know that the RBC Heritage Golf Tournament is taking place this week. So you have the opening ceremonies are on Tuesday the 15th, and then it lasts until Sunday the 20th. So that means the island will be crowded. Plus, Easter is on the last day of the tournament, and a lot of people will also be here for spring break. So it'll probably be extra crowded. So we probably will be staying at home this whole week. I went last year for the first time to RBC, and I'm not a huge golf person, so I kind of went more for the atmosphere experience and had a good time. But OT a little more knows about golf, and he's been a couple times, going again this year. Do you have any tips for people going to RBC Heritage?
Yes, I have a number of tips. The first tip would be it is very crowded at the Sea Pines Gate, but just know this is the best run sporting event I've ever been to. Actually, event in general that I have ever been to in my life. And we've been to concerts, I've been to a million football games, basketball games, you name it. This thing is a well-oiled machine. So if you do get here and it's super crowded and you're waiting in a line or something, don't freak out. My suggestion would be, if you're driving, to just find the first parking lot associated with the event that you can park your car in and get on one of the shuttles to bring you in. Like I said, it's a well-oiled machine. Don't try to come into the Sea Pines Gate and find parking all the way down here, or try to find a closer parking spot. It's never going to work. Just trust the system. It does work. If you're fortunate enough to be in Sea Pines and you can ride your bike, the bike parking is unreal. Like, what a way to go to a sporting event. Ride your bike in, take it down all the way to the tennis courts right by the Harbor Town clubhouse and everything, right at the Sea Pines Tennis Center. They have these huge bike parking lots. It's really cool because that's where you'll see a lot of the PGA Tour players and their caddies. So that's really neat also. And just a really great way to get in and out of an event. And it's super unique and really fun.
I just remember being really worried about riding my bike last year because I hadn't ridden in a long time. I was worried about falling off. So I didn't really pay attention to my surroundings. I just followed people going. But yeah, getting in was very easy.
So then once you actually park and you get to the event, there's really never been a line at the ticket gate. I mean, you're in with a breeze. The only time I ever had to wait is like Jordan Spieth was crossing from the putting green to the first tee, and so they rope it off so the players can walk across that little entrance way. But my suggestion would be, a lot of people, if you've never been there before, I highly suggest walking the golf course. It's a very easy walk. It's all flat. Walk the whole thing so you get a chance to see every hole. But if you're going to camp out in a spot where you can watch the most golf, my dad has a hard time walking around, so we have to keep a pretty tight perimeter or area that we walk. So there's a section of the golf course at 10 fairway that you also get to see the 17th hole, you actually get to see the 16th hole fairway as well. You could also see the 17th par 3 shots going onto the green. And then there's an area there where you can also see the tee shots on 11 and the approaches on the par 5 15th. So you've got 10, 11, 15, 16, 17, all kind of in this one area. There's a bunch of concessions to eat at. It's really easy watching. So my suggestion would be walk the whole golf course. Make sure you see the 18th hole. Make sure you see everything you want to see, and then camp out in that one area because you've got the most golf shots kind of happening all at once. And then if you are there on Sunday, just be prepared that funnel when the leaders get to 17 and 18 is a nightmare. I remember watching it last year, and just the flood of people going back to this peninsula, which is where the 18th hole is. Like, it's really back there, kind of in this tight area. It's crazy to see all these people trying to get back there. It's a wild scene. We just end up leaving once the players make it through the 15th hole. But if you are sticking around, just be prepared for that.
I'm back to weekly events. So as I said, it is Easter weekend. So there are a bunch of Easter events. So you can do an Easter themed train ride through the Sea Pines Forest Preserve on the 17th and the 18th. Tickets are $17 per child and $21 per adult. Then the Salty Dog is hosting their Easter extravaganza on the 19th. The egg hunt will begin at 10 a.m. for kids 12 and under, and there will be prizes, treats, and the Easter Bunny. Then on the 20th, actual Easter, there are 2 more events with Easter egg hunts and the Easter Bunny. So one is at the Greg Russell Playground in Harbortown at Sea Pines, which, FYI, parking is unavailable there because of the RBC Heritage, so plan accordingly and give yourself a little time to get there. Then the second is at Skull Creek Boathouse, and both start at 11 a.m. Next, there are a couple Earth Day events on the 22nd. The first is the Coligny Beach Sweep with Outside Foundation from 8 to 10 a.m. And if you miss that, they have an after party at the bank from 6 to 9 where there's a scavenger hunt, a plant workshop, and prizes. The second event is at the Rowing and Sailing Center with Island Rec, including kayaking, cleanup, crafts, and a meet and greet with Cornelius the Snake. So I will not be attending that because I don't like snakes. But if there's one in the vicinity whatsoever. Ooh. But
when she says she doesn't like snakes, it means that when there's a snake on TV, she has to leave the room, close her eyes, and plug her ears. It's a phobia. It's not like doesn't like snakes.
Yeah, I don't even like just talking about it right now. It's giving me the heebie-jeebies.
So that's everything happening in Hilton Head this week. Make sure to go to the link in our bio to sign up for our newsletter. And if you could please leave a rating or review this podcast wherever you're listening to your podcast, it would really mean a lot to us and help us out. So going back to last week, Jess, what was your favorite new thing that you tried last week?
I went to the cottage in Bluffton and I had lunch there with a friend, and it's super cute. It used to be an old house that then they remodeled into a restaurant, so you can eat out on the surrounding porch, which is really pretty. It's within trees. It's such a cute little restaurant, and they now have a room open in the back, so there's more room inside, or you can rent that out for a party. And the menu was great. It was on the healthier side, which I love. I had this salad that just hit the spot. It was perfect, but they had a lot of options, and I would have eaten probably everything on that menu. And somebody next to me got this dish, which it was a special, where it was in half of a pineapple. It looked really cool, so I'm going to have to go back and get that.
What did you get?
I got a salad. I don't remember what the name was. I just remember it was delicious.
And is this a breakfast and lunch spot or like a dinner and lunch spot?
Yes, breakfast and lunch, brunch. So if I had lunch, I need to go back and try their breakfast or brunch because it looked delicious also. And they're also known for their bakery. So I had a red velvet cupcake.
Now I'm really excited to try their pancakes. Now, you know I love pancakes. Now I'm like, bakery, breakfast, like, let's go. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, I had a red velvet cupcake. It was hard to choose. They had like an apple thing that you would probably really like too. I had a hard time choosing, but it was delicious. And like I said, we sat outside on the porch and they have ceiling fans and it's just a great little atmosphere. And it's on the same street that you can walk all the way down to the dock at the water. So you'll pass by the church that's in Bluffton. It's a little bit of a walk, but walk off what you ate, go see it down by the water and walk back. And what about you? What'd you do?
I also have a lunch spot that I really don't think gets enough press, and it was really good. Is in Sea Pines. My parents and I went to lunch. I had eaten there when we first moved here. It's a kind of a hidden spot. It's in the Plantation Club. It's Fraser's. It's a bar restaurant right there. A lot of the golfers go there, but I'm not sure enough people know that you can just go there for lunch or for whatever you'd like to go there for. And the food is awesome. I had a chicken salad. My parents had a shrimp salad, and they were both fresh and delicious. Their burgers are amazing. Their pulled pork sandwiches are great. Their food is just really spectacular, and I don't think it gets enough. I don't think it gets talked about enough, and it's really, really good.
They have a very nice outdoor area too. It's kind of almost like a big porch area that then overlooks the golf course. So you get a really pretty view. What is the golf course again?
That's Atlantic Dunes and Heron Point, and it's really one of the best views restaurant wise outside of like Quarterdeck. I mean, the view is completely panoramic view of like the whole open golf course. It's really cool. The scenery is awesome there. All right, and as always, we're going to answer the people. And the question we've been getting asked most often lately is about water sports on Hilton Head Island. So Jess, where can people find and do water sports on Hilton Head Island?
There are a lot of places that offer water sports, and there's a ton of different water sports that you can do. I'm naming the ones I know of or that I have done or that I think are a little different. So starting with Island Head. They have a ton of water sports. You can go parasailing, you can go water skiing, water tubing, kayaking. They have a bunch of stuff.
Sailing.
Yeah, they're going to start doing a sailing thing too. So, and then outside, they also have kayaking. And then one thing I did with them that I thought was very unique, and I had been wanting to do it for a long time, was stand-up paddleboard yoga. So, and you do have to take your paddleboard or the stand-up paddleboard out. You do have to go out a little ways so that you find a nice little remote area so you don't have boats going by or the waves knocking you over. But because it's a remote spot, we ended up having a bunch of dolphins around us too. So that was a really neat experience. And then another thing that's a little different are creek cats with low country water sports. So it's like a little two-person boat, small thing. I definitely want to try that this summer for sure. And then island water sports that are on the south side, the South Beach Marina, they have kayaking. I've done kayaking with them. And then they also have a banana boat. So that's fun for kids. And lastly, Native Sun Adventures has a surf camp and surf lessons. That sounds like a lot of fun. I think it's mainly geared towards kids, but I want to try that too. But I'm also a little scared of going that far in the water with jellyfish and sharks. So we'll see if that happens.